Is learning English grammar important? How to learn English grammar. Different from learning Chinese. Learning English requires you to learn English grammar. Compared to Mandarin learning, English grammar seems more difficult to learn and more complicated. But the question is, do you really need to learn English grammar, or you can just speak it or write it naturally like the English native speakers? Let's talk about this topic today. Ignore the details about English grammar. If you want to learn English well, don't worry about the details of English grammar. To learn English grammar, you must first start with the sentence structure of English basic sentence patterns, and understand the 5 elements of English sentences, the concept of parts of speech, the concept of word order and basic punctuation. When you can use these basic sentence patterns to narrate habits, objective facts, and express current thoughts and feelings, you can enter the second stage, learning to combine sentences with equivalent connectives and subordinate connectives. At the same time, learn the 5 easy-to-understand tenses of simple and progressive. The goal grammar of the third stage is to understand relative words and how to make noun clauses and adjective clauses, and learn the perfect tense, as well as the active and passive voices. After you can use various clauses flexibly, you can enter the fourth stage, diversified sentences. After proficient in a variety of sentence patterns, and then focus on the details of the grammar, it will be much easier to learn. The brand new English grammar teaching method allows learners to master the grammar logic in a short time and draw inferences from one another. Sentence structure. Just like building a house, you must first build a steel frame, and to learn English, you must first understand the structure of sentences. English sentences have 5 major elements: subject, verb, receiver, complement, and follow adverb. Each element can be composed of a simple word, to understand the parts of speech of a single character, or it can be a complete concept composed of several groups of characters, called a phrase, or it can be very complicated, and the word order of English is similar to that of Chinese, quite different. To learn the structure of English sentences, it is best to start with basic English short sentences, and the tense is limited to the simple present tense, the present progressive tense, and the future tense, which will be easier. At the same time, learn how to use several commonly used punctuation marks, because English punctuation marks are part of the sentence structure. Once you have a clear idea of the basic sentence structure and sentence structure, you can greatly improve your English listening, speaking, reading comprehension, and writing skills. Tense, voice, and tone. The grammar of English verbs is a pain in the hearts of many English learners. Which tense to use? Is it active or passive? Should we use the present participle, past participle, prototype, or infinitive? The grammar is actually very logical, and you can learn English grammar in a complicated way. Among the tenses, the easiest to understand are the present simple tenses, the present progressive tenses, and the future simple tenses. Therefore, in the basic sentence structure of the first stage, you can learn these 3 tenses at the same time. While learning the second stage of English grammar, learning how to make equivalent clauses and adverb clauses, you also learn the past simple tenses, past progressive tenses, present perfect tenses, and passive voices in tenses. In the third stage, when learning noun clauses and adjective clauses, let's learn the remaining 10 tenses. When learning comes to the fourth stage, learning the diversification of sentences, it is much easier to learn the hypothetical tone. A lot of intensive review to strengthen English thinking. Have you ever had the feeling that you clearly understand that the grammar is like this, but you can't breathe it in or apply it? Some people's brains will even start to repel strongly, and ask the following questions. Why do you want to express the meaning of have done something, when you change the verb into the past participle form and put have before it? In many cases, the answer is, there is no why, because it is the result of the long-term evolution of English. It's like if a foreigner asks you, why do Chinese question endings sometimes have words like, and, what? You should be stunned. This happens because your brain is still adapting to this unfamiliar logic and requires more and more intensive review to internalize it. If you want to review efficiently, you can also make good use of, not memorizing, so that you can practice all aspects of listening, speaking, reading, and writing anytime and anywhere to stimulate your memory of the entire sentence, grammar, sentence patterns, and single words. All the phrases are engraved on the brain by the way. Keep learning patience. Don't expect to be proficient in grammar soon. In fact, even native speakers often use the wrong way. The best way to make continuous progress in learning English grammar is to use it as much as possible. For example, if you just want to understand the difference between who and whom, try to use these two words in the sentence, and then you can ask someone with a good English level, or go online to check if you are using it correctly. There is no quick way to improve the level of grammar. Only by accumulating bit by bit every day can you lay the foundation. Don't let the weight of daily study of grammar exceed the load that you can understand. In addition, you should study grammar in a way that suits your learning style. If you find that watching movies, teaching videos, or practicing writing letters is more effective than reading books, do it in the best way. Don't make you feel stressed. Be nervous. Always remember that learning grammar should be relaxed and persistent, so that you can finally learn to use English correctly.